Garuda Sanjivani Root. Now, why weren't we taught about this in school? This is amazing. I wanted to just make a compilation of the best footage of the Garuda Sanjivani Root in action. And it's pretty impressive, this little twig. It seems to be defying physics and self-propelling upstream against the current. And yeah, it shouldn't be able to do that according to the science that I was taught in school. This shouldn't be possible, but it is possible because it is doing it. They're amazing. I don't know why he sets fire to it first. But it does seem a bit odd that it doesn't burn all the way through, but maybe that's not odd. I don't know. But yeah, this is the amazing bit. So yeah, the Garuda Sanjivani Root, it seems to be one of those things, one of those amazing things that nature can do that we're not told about. It was Victor Schauberger, the Russian forestry worker, who said that you should observe and copy nature, and that nature contains all the kind of secrets of physics and stuff. And in the same way that we're taught that bumblebees can't fly, and yet they seem to be flying. I mean, they can definitely sort of levitate and float about. I mean, if that's not flying, I don't know what is. But if they're not flying through conventional means, then it is a kind of levitation. Some people say that they beat their wings at the Schumann resonance, and they vibrate a kind of metallic cavity inside them at the Schumann resonance, which interferes with the incoherent dielectric acceleration that we're told is gravity, and allows them to be buoyant. Now, one of the things they proved in tracking bumblebees is that they fly at a pretty consistent speed, irrespective of the crosswind speed. So it doesn't matter how windy it is, bumblebees will always fly in a straight line at a constant speed, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Like, how could you fly in a straight line with crosswinds? Yeah, and that they can fly at the same speed when they're fully laden with 4 times their body weight's worth of pollen, or completely empty. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. And this twig travels up the water spout against the flow of water and gravity. You know, and how the hell is it doing that? I think it's shaped like a vortex, a bit like the Lily Impellor, if you've ever come across that. It's something that allows it to exploit the properties of vortexes, and that they seem to have a kind of self-sustaining property, that once you can get them going, they'll keep going under their own power, and this twig seems to be doing that. Now, if we could just put that stick or a shape like it on a kind of cradle or something, in a kind of tube housing, and then put 2 of those either side of a boat, for example, then I don't see why you couldn't have a almost powerless propulsion system that was self-sustaining. Now, I'm not so sure about this cutting the metal business. That's not quite as impressive to me as the as this is when it does this. But I suppose the cutting the metal is a bit like, don't know if you've ever heard that if you put a blade inside a pyramid, that it will sharpen it and that always blew my mind. I really can't wrap my head around that, but yeah, the Garuda Sanjivani root cutting through metal, I don't understand it, but it does seem to have a lot of crazy properties, this root. I mean, he's just thrown it into that stream, and it just takes off, self-propelling. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But again, yeah, I wish I'd been taught about this in school. It's amazing. Well, I suspect what this is doing is sort of like the principle that's being exploited in jet engines, which, in my opinion, aren't jets at all. They're some kind of vortex-based technology based on the work of Victor Schauberger, and he was taken in the Second World War by the Nazis to work on supposedly anti-gravitic propulsion systems. Also, supposedly, he succeeded in creating a anti-gravitic propulsion system using just copper pipes, water, and exploiting vortex principles. But yeah, look at this little puppy. How's it doing that? Absolutely amazing. Now, if you look into impellers as opposed to propellers, so impellers increase the propulsive efficiency of propellers by about 30%, but if you use them in water, they stop cavitation happening. So they're basically a silent means of propulsion, and they're much more efficient. So according to the guy who developed the Lily impeller based on the work of Victor Schauberger, he said that you could replace all fan blades in any conventional fan, swap them from being propeller blades to impeller blades, and you will increase the efficiency of the fan by about 30% immediately, and it will become a lot quieter. So I think that's what they're using on the submarine turbines. They say it's an expensive, like, whisper drive technology, but actually it's just Victor Schauberger's implosive propellers, impellers rather than propellers. But yeah, please look up the Lily impeller. Yeah, look at this little puppy going up. Absolutely amazing. Also reminds me of the work of Viktor Grebennikov. There's a lot of Victors doing important work out there, it seems. He was a guy who built supposedly built a flying platform from the wings of, they weren't scarab beetles, but they looked a lot like scarab beetles. And he found that they don't fly, and they don't kind of resonate like bumblebees, that they seem to hover, so they don't flap their wings, but it creates like a lift. And he found that one part of the wing creates the lift, and the other part, the shielding layer of the wing, is made from chitin or chitin, depending on how you want to say it, which kind of cancels out the anti-gravitic, if you will, properties of the underneath layer. And he collected a lot of these beetles and built a flying platform out of them, supposedly. So yeah, a lot of amazing principles to be derived from the natural world, and I think the Garuda Sanjivani root is a very good place to start. Thanks very much for listening. Have a great day. Bye.